Good morning. Happy Saturday, Balance Nation. Well, if you are here because you saw the title of today's live stream, um, it's going to be every bit of that. So, this is going to be a very interesting tale that I, wanted to make sure I shared with everyone because this is exactly one of the reasons why I do exactly what I do. And one of the things that you're going to have happen when you're operating in the world like I do, are you're going to have individuals that are absolutely vile, like this guy, Anand, who I'm going to profile yet again and feature in a video. So, little background story on this was, as you guys all know, in Balance Nation, you guys ask a lot of questions, and it's my why and my passion to answer those things for you guys. A lot of things require a lot of more expansive understanding and knowledge on things. So, of course, that comes from the educational platform and training programs that I do. One of which, of course, is Balance Protocol Prime and Enviro. So, the thing about it is some months ago there was this kid, and I believe he's in Australia, and came into the group and has asked a bunch of questions and things of that nature. Then he applied for my clinical preceptorship program, but then proceeded to get just a bad attitude in the group and the way that he was coming across, not only to me but other people in Balance Nation. So what ends up happening is when I do these calls in the morning, I'm still clearing my throat. Haven't talked to anybody yet. What ends up happening is I boot him. I give him the boot, okay, because I can just get the sense of people. Like, the people that are just kind of give you the creeps because they're just totally creepy, and you can tell by the ways they do things. And typically, these people clinically, as I've seen over the years, are also the people who have deviant behavior in their personal lives and the lives of others around them. So I just want to get him out of Balance Nation. Well, he proceeded to go and create a fake account on Facebook, right? And if you guys will remember, the alias that he had was this alter ego, this hot chick Jess Pattinson. And what happened was that I also kicked him out of being a access member to Balance Protocol Prime on the back end. So the thing was when I dumped him / her out, he thought I was stupid enough to fall for the request of how come I can't get in there? I'm unable to access it. And I was like, well, I went ahead and I asked the question, was what was going on? In other words, what was the email that you signed up with? And when I saw this address, like Just Pattinson 150798, that usually is like a bot or some type of spam way of tracking multiple emails, right? So this is a code that spammers will typically use. So you can see the interesting thing is I knew right away that this was Anand because the email address that this same name had put into the registration before was his real email address, and I showed that in an earlier video. And for those of you who want to see what that video is, you can always head over to Balance Protocol TV and watch the To Catch a Catfish video where I featured Anand for the first time. Okay, and I'm going to talk about this here in just a second. So basically, he was holding himself out to be this, hot chick online, and all of this also is in the Balance Nation thread. If you guys want to scroll down and see that video, and also look at all the replies and how everybody in Balance Nation rallied and showed where he stole the photo of a girl online and everything like that. Okay, so you can go to Balance Protocol TV and watch that. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Anyways, I'm trying to be a YouTuber these days. But what ends up happening is this guy sends me a message, right? And so just to kind of background, so I'll just scroll through this conversation. So I said, nice try. Who are you? You know, you're cold busted. That's why you can't log in. This was the original conversation on January 12th, right? And he goes, man, chill out. At this point, he didn't know that I knew who he was. And he says, how come you're not responding? Well, because it was, look at the timestamp. Because it was 12 a.m. I went to bed. That's why I wasn't responding anymore. But see, these kind of people, that's what they do. They're very, very obnoxious and very narcissistic. So, why am I cold busted? And all that kind of fun stuff. Okay. So, what ends up happening is I sent him a message on his real account, Dev Anand, and then it picks up right here at this. I really wanted to buy the Enviro program. I have already gone through Prime. I just wanted to go back and review some sections of Prime. So then now, that was the last conversation we had, but then now he goes ahead and takes ownership of being Dev, okay? So he's writing here from this Jess Pattinson account on Facebook, which goes against community standards. So if any of you guys want to help report that guy to Facebook, it's this guy here. So Dev Anand. Okay, so this is him at Feel Optimal Dev. Okay, and if ever you want to give him a call, here's his phone number: 61449132775, or you can go to feeloptimal.com, and you can go there as well and see his website. So that's him. Of course, he tried to pick the thyroid niche. He's a niche picker. He wanted to give you this guide. Okay, most likely what he did is I'm going to show you here, he probably stole all the content for this and holds it out as his own as well, right? So he's got all these little things, right, that he does. This guy here, I don't even know who all this kind of stuff is, and some testimonials. So somebody should let Angelo Bryan, Daniel Vale, and Gretchen Zoll, and Lisa Martinez. I mean, who are all these people? I bet you these aren't even real. I'd be willing to wager that if somebody actually searched these photos in Google, they'd find that those are all fake too, and that he wrote these. I'd be willing to bet you, right? So here's all this contact information down here at the bottom. So feel free to contact him, let him know what you think after you watch this video. Okay, so back to what I was saying here. What ended up happening was he answers me and says, Dev Anand, he says, I'm actually not angry with you. In fact, I'm happy you said those things. This was in the To Catch a Catfish video. I needed to hear that. I appreciate you creating that video. Thank you. Well, I hope he appreciates this video. I tend to agree with most of what you said. Time for Dev Anand / Jess Pattinson to move on. There are no shortcuts in life. I tried to take the shortcut and I regret that decision. My mission is to make a big impact on medicine and change millions of lives. But you're right. Of course, you are is the correct thing. If we had to be a spelling Nazi. Right now, I don't have what it takes to achieve that. Zero charisma. Have not mastered my own skill set. I'm just a 24-year-old punk, etc. Sorry about the hat thing. That was a stupid idea. And I'm going to show you that here in just a second. And sorry I copied your stuff. I guess I'm too impatient. My digital marketer was right. I need to come up with my own methods, protocols, and style. And about being Jess Pattinson, I mean, I agree, should have not tried to come back after you blocked me as Dev Anand and created a new profile. Yeah, about getting into your Enviro protocol, yeah, that was weird. What's with the glitch? Just clicked on something and it took me to your program. I did honestly think of telling you, but you already blocked me. Did not want you to know this was Dev Anand and you had blocked me before. Anyways, apologies for everything. I don't really mind you exposing me. I'm going to move on to my own quest to achieve my mission and not take any shortcuts. I'm just sending these messages because I want to end this on a good note. Keep this in mind, guys, and not create any future problems. Love to you, Beck, and your family. Appreciate everything you do and put into this world. Hope all the best for the BP movement. Okay, goodbye from Dev Anand, not Jess Pattinson. Have a great day. Okay, so just to show you, all I did, okay, was nothing. Okay, I didn't even respond. Didn't accept his apology, nothing. I just let it be. Well, guess what? This dirtbag, this intellectual rapist, has stalked me even more and strikes again. Okay, so I thought it very important to come here and call him out even more directly, because this guy, Dev Anand, okay, this is the vile and scourge of the earth. This is exactly the people that fuel why I do what I do. And I'm not even near done with this guy. I can't wait to contact people in Australia, the pharmacy board, and local authorities, because I have all this stuff, him admitting that he's done all this fraud. And I'm going to play it with his own voice here in just a second for you. So stay tuned to this video, because I'm going to let you hear it come out of his own mouth that he's a fraud and that he stole this stuff from me. Okay? So anyways, this is what he is. So this is about Anand and all this other kind of stuff, this guy, okay? So what I want you to understand here is I'm not trying to virtue signal. I've said, listen, guys, I'm messed up as a soup sandwich. I'm not perfect by any means. I just want people to have the information they can make the decisions for themselves. I'm known for certain vernacular. I'm known for certain words and phrases that are part of my shtick, okay? And I also know that I've been at this for a quarter century, and that I train a bunch of people, and people are going to use terms and phrases and things per balance protocol, and that I do, and that's okay. But I want to give you an example of this intellectual rapist, is what I'm calling, and showing you what it is about him that is so nefarious and dangerous, and the harm that he creates. Okay, so let me show you. Let's go here. The best place to do that is to, let's take a look at the evidence, right? So this is, of course, his Facebook page, Feel Optimal Dev Anand. And so let's listen to what he says on a few of these videos. Let's just take a little stroll down memory lane.
Want to know how to permanently get rid of any chronic disease? We'll start by drinking this lemon coriander water every morning on an empty stomach. It's not a cure-all, but it's the first major step in your healing journey if you want to get rid of it.
Rid of it. Okay, so how to permanently get rid of chronic disease. Holy crap, stop the presses, guys. It's lemon coriander. Lemon coriander water. Okay, lemon coriander water. That's the starting point for everyone. Well, here's the problem with guys like this, okay? And all the other biohackers and the people out there who go and bite off of other people's stuff. You know, the world is filled with Jack Cruz, you know, flunkies, right? And people who will quote other stuff. This is the problem with people who will go and watch another person's work who is a clinician and not just enjoy it for themselves, but then now go, man, I'm going to take that information and I'm going to go say the same thing. That's basically what happens. That's very pervasive out there, right? You got this guy, Dev Anand, who does it, and I'm not going to name a whole bunch of names on this video, but the vast majority of them too. Listen, their little heads are in the bubbles and the summits. They're on all the different people's podcast tours and everything of that nature, and then they make a little book and they put it on Amazon. There's a lot of that, okay? But the problem is lemon coriander water. Listen, I love lemon, okay? It's nature's pure anion. But guess what? If you're already overly alkaline, that's right. A lot of people are overly alkaline. Not everybody is overly acid. And you start driving in lemon water every morning, you can create serious metabolic dysfunctions and alkalosis, okay? Without question. Remember, everything is context of the individual, which this guy here has adopted my vernacular on that. So this intellectual rapist right here is the guy who is the perfect example, the poster, child for how people harm people by not understanding the context of things. Okay, so again, his whole one of his big shticks, okay, and I'll take you back to another scroll on his thing, is coriander water. How to make lemon coriander water. Okay, this is what he's doing. Okay, it's actually the first step in anyone's healing journey. So here it is, guys. Everybody, no matter what it is, your healing journey starts with a large tablespoon of coriander seeds. That's a lot. Okay, juice a half a lemon, water, and honey. And he gives you the directions. I mean, what a lame thing. Okay, now here's the thing. Back to coriander. Let me tell you something about coriander. Okay, also known as the seeds of the cilantro herb. Okay. Of course, in other countries, cilantro is not called cilantro, it's called coriander. So, anyways, herbs have a function, okay? Remember this, and I've said this, Business Balance Protocol Tenets 101, okay? If something has an effect of benefit, too much of it can cause an effect of detriment. And that's pretty much across the board, okay, with few exceptions. Number one, if you are pregnant or lactating, and you start driving in a tablespoon of coriander seed infusion every day, you can absolutely mess up the health of your baby and cause all kinds of dysfunction, not only for yourself. It can dry up your breast milk, and it can cause a tremendous amount of skin reactions for the kid. It transfers and goes out. It's just like this, guys. As you know, you eat asparagus and it makes your pee smell funny. You eat coriander and it will make your secretions smell and taste funny too. Same thing with fennel seeds, okay? So if ever you wanted to change your secretions, some of the ones that, anyway, and make them taste like maple syrup, you could do that. Anyways, my point is this. You can cause problems there. Coriander can also, at this, make your skin more sensitive to sunshine and UV, so you can set yourself up for a burn quicker than what you would think. It's known to induce respiratory problems at this dose, literally constricting of the your lungs, the alveoli and stuff like that, and the bronchial tubes. It can constrict and do that. And the other big thing is it can absolutely overstimulate the GI and bile production, which can induce a dysbiosis. It can throw off the chemistry of absorption of other foods, the breakdown of fats, and deplete liver energy. So listen, there's tons of problems with coriander in and of itself. It also interacts with the cytochrome P450 system, which could make medications that you're taking less potent or more potent, okay, because it has a strong induction on cytochrome P450s, particularly I think it's 2C9. Anyways, so this guy's a fraud. This is the harm that Devanon and the other intellectual rapists out there can create, okay? So his whole thing now is trying to get into, lemons can help you lose weight. Well, holy crap. Tell these all the fat, people that are buying all the shakes, all you need is lemon. Okay? Bananas can support heart health. Jesus. Okay, so let's watch another video here of this dirtbag. Okay? Let me do this.
I started pharmacy school. I was basically a few weeks into pharmacy school. I looked around at my colleagues and I really thought for a moment, is this it? Is this what my life is really going to be about? And is this really the solution to chronic illness? Cures for chronic illness? So
You know what he looks like? He looks like that kid in school who hit puberty first and they grew that mustache, and they were just really doing it, like that 10 or 11, 12-year-old. Remember that guy in school? That's what he reminds me of. So here's another one. Okay. Let's see here.
people talk about specific foods that are bad, and like I've said, this is all a lie. What it tells me is that these people have no clue on helping people, get rid of chronic illness. They really don't know the truth.
They really don't. They really don't have the truth, like this freaking intellectual rapist does, right? So he's sitting there biting off a mindset and relationship about food. That's stuff that I say, right? So this guy literally, and this is January 25th, guys. Remember, look at these dates as I'm going through all this. If you'll remember, his apology came to me on January 13th. So he still kept offending. Okay. So then check out this one. All right. He cracked the code on helping people get rid of chronic illness.
Figured out the secrets and the truths behind chronic disease and how to finally heal. And the reason why I've cracked the code on this is because I realized that in order to heal and overcome chronic illness, that there is a particular order to things, and that if you do things in the wrong order, you'll never successfully heal and actually get rid of your chronic illness. That is the reason why 99.999% of people fail, and why they continue to struggle with their chronic illness, and they focus on managing their chronic illness versus getting rid of it and actually healing. This is the secret. Doing things in the right order. And that is why I had to create a series of protocols. How I cracked the code, I realized that these protocols have to be put in the right order. And lemon coriander water protocol happens to be the first protocol.
Wow, right? I mean, it's just really wow. So this cat quotes me. I'm famous for doing the right thing in the right order. He's literally bites off of every vernacular that I have. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of that time that Nicole Arbor did a video on how Jay Shetty stole everybody's stuff. Like literally, you go to Jay Shetty, and he look. You'll look and see that he literally does that. He bites off of everything that everybody else says, and then now he's held himself out as this mindset guru. Okay, so Nicole Arbor, shows how Jay Shetty literally stole everybody else's stuff. That's what this guy is. So he starts into it by talking about he's cracked the code. So some fraud, some narcissist in Australia has cracked the code. This 24-year-old punk. Now remember, that's his words. What's my words too? He is a punk, 24 years old. Okay. The bottom line is this guy, is now realizing, well, I got to come up with my own stuff. So you can say, do things in the right order, but do what things? Okay. One of the things is really knowing what the heck you're doing in that right order, right? So this guy is on TikTok, which is what all the kids are on these days. And of course, Gary Vee is telling everybody to get on there. I'm not on TikTok. So check this out. This is what he says.
Do you want to get rid of diabetes, fibromyalgia, Hashimoto's, hypothyroidism, whatever chronic illness you currently struggle with? Well, understand that it's not going to come from a pharmaceutical or from a supplement. It's going to come from a series of protocols. Do you?
Okay, so wow, all those diseases come from a series of protocols. Where did he ever learn any protocols? Not from me. So again, this guy is posturing with his silly little 15-minute snippets, right? And these just go on and on. You got to go over to his Facebook page and see this crap.
Eczema, psoriasis, bad skin issues. When you know about the truths and the secrets behind chronic disease and how to finally heal.
The truths and the secrets.
You can permanently.
Okay, so here we go. Let's keep going. I can't get enough of this cat.
Losing belly fat fast that nobody else is talking about. And it's more than just exercise and eating well. It also includes mindset and environmental exposures.
Wow, where did he hear that? Oh, 4 factors of balance protocol: environment, lifestyle, mindset, and nutrition. So he can't even get his stolen material right. Could you imagine? And here's the thing. Don't feel sorry for this guy. This guy is vile, okay? He's a narcissist, and I'm sure he fits a profile of a lot of things that is deviant behavior behind the scenes to other people, kids, pets. I mean, I've seen it clinically, okay? So this is exactly what these people do. This is where they start. Could you imagine if this was a comedian stealing another comedian's material and jokes, what that community would do? I don't feel sorry for this guy, okay?
Would it be okay if you could get rid of conditions such as acne, psoriasis, eczema, fibromyalgia, type 2 diabetes, Hashimoto's, thyroid issues, and so many other chronic health conditions? Basically, eliminate any health complaint or health issue you currently have. I'm happy to tell you that it is 100% possible to eliminate these chronic health conditions because I cracked the code, and it took years of really understanding how to help people heal and actually become free of chronic disease. This is information you won't find anywhere else. You won't find it from a doctor, natural doctor. You won't find it in any book or on the internet. This is advanced health information that I'm bringing to you to light for the very first time.
Wow, right? So for years, well, holy crap. He only met me in October of last year. So it hasn't even been 6 months. So this guy is just the epitome. And I'm not done. I'm going to show you guys a lot more stuff. These people need to be called out and shown what they're doing. Okay, so again, here he is again, pimping out the coriander lemon water.
It involves using coriander seeds, a bit of lemon juice, and water. And there are different types of water that you can use. However, for the purposes of keeping things simple and starting off, just water.
Just
When
water.
it comes
You can tell he's making things up as he goes. That's what a liar does. This is called in psychology, it's called a pantomime.
lemon coriander water is better than anything else out there. It's better than celery juice, than detox drinks, smoothies, herbal drinks, you name it. Anything basically done on an empty stomach in the morning, this is the best thing you can do. And the reason why is because we're not just doing things, just like everybody else out there, they have their opinion of what's the best thing, but what's going to be the game changer, what's going to help you move the needle for you is when you do things in the right order. Because order is so important. Just like making a cake, you need to be doing things in the right order.
The right order. The first order. I mean, oh my God. The first order. Now, here's the thing. Doing things in the right order, the cake. Literally, guys, that's literally my example. Baking a cake. Okay, talking about how you cream the sugar and the eggs first, and then you sift the flour, then you put them together in a certain order, and you have a better cake. This guy literally is biting off everything I do. He is literally trying to usurp everything Balanced Protocol and Dr. AGB, right? Vile, this kind of fun stuff. I mean, I'm not angry about it. I'm agitated about it, but I mean, I don't feel sorry for the guy. I mean, the guy is just an absolute creep fest.
Is the most powerful healing tools that anyone with a health
Most
issue
powerful.
must be doing. That includes
Coriander
conditions
water.
such as fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, chronic fatigue, migraines, and so many other chronic health diseases.
What about erectile dysfunction? Come on, guys. You got to expand your market, Dev. Come on, make it about the pecker because guys will really buy it. You got to say it's about libido.
Includes drinking about 16 to 12 ounces of this lemon coriander water every morning on an empty stomach. And this is the best step and the first thing that anyone with a health issue should be doing who wants to finally heal.
Wow, finally, that's it, guys. The mystery of the universe. Okay, but red onions can help fix gut flora. Okay, and then here's some more stuff. It looks like a urine sample. Okay, now this one's going to really crack you up. Okay, so everybody knows that Balanced Protocol 2358, the 5 stands for the 5 causes of disease, and I'm the only one who's ever stated these, right? But why stop there? Let's go ahead and look at this intellectual rapist right here and see what he has to say about the causes of disease.
There are 5 causes of all chronic disease, and it can be number 3, nutrient deficiencies, number 4, stresses, and number 5, toxins. There are 5 causes of all.
Okay, so there you have it, right? Well, anybody who's anybody knows that it's actually environmental deficiencies, stressors, microbes, allergens, and toxins. See, if you've said it a million times like me, you wouldn't have to try to make it up and recall it in your brain, but not this particular fraud, right? Okay, so then here he is, eating a banana. I guess that's good for heart health. Okay, and this is his one suit. And Apple promotes healthy gums. Now, let's go back here to another one because this is really important. Remember, this is January 12th. This is the date of the apology that I read for you on his fake profile on Facebook.
And you see a lot of people online that like to quote a lot of research papers and cite so many references and talk about how there's so many studies to back their things up. Some of the big bloggers out there, they do that. And, a lot of the experts out there, the Hashimoto's expert, the thyroid expert, the fibromyalgia expert, the Lyme expert. A lot of these doctors and pharmacists like to go online and build a business like that and around a specific condition and all that. But that's another story. These people picking niches and all that. I'll talk about really and really break down the reason why they do this. But coming back to science and research, you know, you get you feel like these people are legitimate, credible, and reputable because they're talking about all the science and research. Or they're talking about they're evidence based. They're not talking pseudoscience and all that. So they must be real legitimate people. But sometimes they could not be further from the truth. They use that as a marketing tactic to sound more credible, reputable, and try and be like the legitimate expert on because they have an MD or they have a doctor of pharmacy that they must be legitimate. But you know yes, when it comes to how they apply it in pharmacy, in their
I mean, can you see this guy is sitting there critiquing people about being legitimate? What you'll oftentimes find is a statement I came up with a long time ago, and feel free to quote me on this one too. It's called extremes are the opposite, right? These people who go, oh, I'm not that, I'm not that, I'm not that, are exactly that. Okay, the Democrats do it a lot. So in other words, sorry guys, it comes out. The bottom line is the very thing that you're accusing other people of doing is exactly what you're doing. Which is why on the videos when I'm showing what people are doing, I'm not accusing them, I'm showing them. I'm giving you what I'm seeing and giving my opinion as opposed to just making statements. So this is why I do this type of reveal and calling out people.
respective industries, maybe they are reputable, but when it comes to what they talk about online, a lot of what they're talking about is just misinformation, honestly, and more or less, more often they're actually not more credible than somebody just talking about celery juice and that everything's caused by the Epstein-Barr virus and all these different things that they're doing things from a different angle. That's what functional medicine has kind of tried to do as well. It's a lot of people think it's real legitimate medicine, that this is like this new age of healthcare, but that could be not further from the truth. And so coming back to science and research, there are lots of limitations with science and research, and I was trained to become a pharmacist and all that, so I was taught a lot about evidence-based
No,
medicine
you aren't. You were in.
randomized clinical trials are the gold standard.
Supposedly he's still in school. He's not a pharmacist. He's 24 years old.
And I still apply to a certain extent, and thousands of people.
Anyways,
At the end of the day, yes, maybe they achieve a specific. Somebody here in this industry who really just tells people the goddamn truth, and I'm the first one out there who's telling the goddamn truth because,
what? The first one out there to tell the goddamn truth. All right, let's tell the goddamn truth, Dev. Dev, you are a liar. You're a thief. You're an intellectual rapist. That's what you are. You're an absolute fraud, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Your picture and everything like this will be splattered across the internet, and forever will you be burned into the eyes of everyone out there. You will never be these things that you're going to say you're going to be. You're going to be known for doing this.
just either they have an interest in making money or they're just ignorant of the science and they haven't really connected the dots yet. And that's really what everybody else out there is. They fall in that category, in any of those categories. So that's why it's my life mission to help you resolve chronic disease once and for all, and actually tell you the truth and just never sugarcoat anything, because it's at the end of the day, maybe what I talk about may not sound sexy, and I'm not talking about celery juice, how it's going to
yeah, he's talking about how coriander lemon water cures everything.
Everything fluffy and sexy, really. But the truth is at the end of the day, these people who talk about these things, maybe, listen to do, but at the end of the day, ultimately, most of the people, pretty much all those people who go follow these fads and trends, they eventually come to me, and after years, and I'm the last person that people go to. After 15, 20 different doctors, functional doctors, alternative doctors, following all the people on the internet, reading all.
Again, he just pulled a Jay Shetty. That is exactly what I've said. There's no way that these people go to all these 10, 20 people and find this son of a bitch. Are you kidding me? I mean, holy crap. I mean, exactly. What a, I just put in the chat, a douche canoe. This guy is so narcissistic. It is unbelievable. I've seen some things, but this one, in all my years, this one takes the cake. It just, yeah,
Because they know that what I'm saying is the goddamn truth, and they've tried everything, and it's just a shame that they spend tens of thousands.
Literally everything he said in that video was going through a serial thing of what I've said in the past, right? So and again, let's go to another one on that same day. And the thing is he is who wears a hat like that? Would you guys ever trust somebody who wears a hat like that as a professional in this space? Jesus.
People making, and it is the Instagram influencers out there. It's the Facebook friends that you meet in the Facebook groups, and all the people that are on the same journey and quest as you. I'm referring to the people who share their stories of how they healed their chronic condition and now they're feeling a lot better, and they've eliminated a lot of their debilitating symptoms. And don't get me wrong, I love.
All right, we audio thing here, so I think we're back on there. So if you missed any of that, let me just kind of get this back on here. Thanks, Jeremy. Okay, I think the audio is back on. I'm wearing a lavalier mic, so it's just doing this a little bit different.
Listening to people's story of how they healed and how they overcame their illness and all that. But just realize they are not you. And what that means is you can't follow their advice of what exactly they did, because there's no consideration of the genetic uniqueness, your biochemical individuality, and your unique health status. And like everything,
Again, so that is exactly my shtick. And he just quoted it again. Unbelievable, this guy.
it's not just about doing the right things, but doing the right things in the right order at the right time. So there are variables to play here. And so the big problem is you look at these people and, don't, I love it if you're inspired and motivated by these people, because you can easily relate to them. Perhaps they're about the same age, perhaps, they're obviously the same gender, they're a mom or a father, or maybe a college girl, someone who's living life just like you.
This guy's internal dialogue of the voices that he hears in his head's got to be amazing. I mean, if this is schizophrenic stuff. So I was trying to come up with his
But managed to heal their chronic condition. The thing is that that's great. Feel I want you to be motivated and inspired by their story, and so that you can take action to take charge.
Yeah. So he wants you to be motivated to take action from his story. Are you kidding me? Yeah, be motivated to stay clear of creep fests like this. These douche canoes, as somebody just said. Okay? Unreal that this guy doesn't even get it. Well, if just because someone's drinking coriander lemon water or lemon coriander water, should not be listening to what they're saying too? Unbelievable, this guy. Everybody hold on your comments for me on my.
Words that is really missing out there, because most of the
That right.
blogs, websites, gurus, they told you things and told you what's healthy and what's not healthy, but there's no consideration of context. Because just because it may work, just because this food has shown to have antimicrobial properties, doesn't mean it will have antimicrobial properties. It may, but it won't. It's not a wheel. And so that's all dependent on context. Something may not work for you, and that's because it's.
I literally use that same example. So like this guy watches and does everything I do. He's a joke thief.
Dependent on so many different variables. Why, when you did this something, and another person tries to do the same thing, it doesn't work? Well, that's because it's all about context. And so that's why do things by trial and error when we apply the principles of the way I help people heal is by addressing the 5 causes and going through lifestyle, mindset, nutrition, and environment. And we take into consideration laboratory functional testing to really determine really what you should be doing, and in the right order, in correct context. And that's why people can apply and really achieve their health and life via a sniper approach and not a machine gun approach where they're just doing things by trial and error. And so that's the big difference there. Why waste years and thousands of dollars taking a machine gun approach where you're just shooting all over the place, expecting something to stick and expecting to get somewhere, because you have.
So yeah, so literally everything that I say. So in other words, listen, guys, you guys can quote Balance Protocol. I get it; it's out there, and you guys are gonna want to share the movement of Balance Protocol. But this guy's claiming it, right? And I'm gonna let you hear what he says, what his thoughts are here in just a second about that very thing of why he doesn't want to give credit where credit is due, particularly to me. Okay.
Not even considered so many different factors, as in the context, doing things in the right order, in the right context, and not even considering your current health status, your biochemical individuality, your genetic uniqueness. If you apply all these different principles, you will be able to heal. You will be able to eliminate your chronic condition.
Now that's true if you do, but guess what? This SOB right here doesn't know how to apply them, and he can't teach other people how to do it. So he's just talking. This is very much similar to just about every biohacker out there and every summit, bubblehead, and all these things. They talk about talking about it, right? They're like, listen, if you get a good, reliable vehicle that's comfortable and is safe, you'll be able to go back and forth to work and feed your family, make an income. Okay, well, what car and what makes it safe? And so this is all the posturing of the phonies and the fakes that are out there, and why I call them out. There's endless amounts of them. Okay, and when you guys ask me about them, I will do videos and I will give you my opinion on things that they're saying, and then if it transposes into them, like this, rotten douchebag, then I'm going to show and I'm going to tell you about this rotten douchebag. So now to this guy, not only can I speak to what he's saying, but to who he is, what his character is, what his heart is, and the deficiencies in his mind and all those kind of things. Okay, so the downside to this is this guy is saying things with the power of the message and the movement of Balance Protocol, but for now his made up stuff like lemon coriander water. That's the harm that these kind of guys do.
And live a life without, not being plagued by chronic conditions for the rest of your life. So that's why I do what I do, because it's time that you get the truths and the secrets behind how to finally resolve and heal chronic disease. Okay, guys, that's just something so important to remember. Just remember that just because someone is doing something and eating this specific way, working out this specific way, following these specific health practices, doesn't mean that you should. Never do something until it's actually without a doubt proven that you should do something, and that's always dependent on context. It's always dependent on your genetic uniqueness, your biochemical individuality, and so many other factors that I haven't even talked about yet. So, guys,
sounds like he's in around someplace with a bunch of monkeys. Maybe he's in the right place. It's unreal to me, this guy. Here's some more.
I don't use Google at all when it comes to really figuring things out in terms of health. And, let me not generalize. Let me be clear that, when it comes to fact-checking things.
Yeah, what he does is he goes to Dr.agb or Balance Protocol. You don't need Google.
and research and studies, I go on PubMed. So I use Google when I try and understand all the people in my industry and the people out there that are spreading misinformation, disinformation to you guys. I go through their sales funnels, I go through their web pages and blogs and all their different websites to really understand what they're doing and the people that come and go. And but when it comes to health information, how I really crack the code on figuring out how to help people finally resolve chronic disease, it didn't ultimately come from Google. It actually came from books and really complicated scientific books.
You see that, guys? Do you see that bullshit? This 24-year-old punk just said what I say, that I don't get it from Google, I got it from books. That's right, 25 years of study in this field alone. I've been doing this longer than this cat has even been alive, before he was literally a little cell in his father's testicles, okay? The bottom line is that this is vileness at its epitome, okay? This is exactly what they look like. Literally saying everything I say. He is the Jay Shetty of the health and wellness world.
100 years ago, 50 years ago, 40 years ago, and things about cell biology, biophysics, cell physiology, and things about by individuality and our health status and so many different books. And it wasn't just from books; it was from also connecting the dots. Looking at my clients' results, looking at other people's clients' results, why some people were healing, why some people were not healing, and really filling those gaps. And from a combination of looking at many people who were not achieving results, and looking at the research.
So here's the thing. I'm suddenly clicking on this. Sorry about that. He literally is trying to formulate his lie on the fly. Basically what he's doing is he's trying to recall what I've said, but then present it as him. So that's why there's a delay in his speed of delivery, and he can't really get his shtick out. It's because he's trying to recall, right? So it's absolutely obvious on this that this guy's 24 years old. He's never seen a patient in his life. I don't even know to the degree of what is in pharmacy school in Australia.
Of chronic disease, that they don't live with this condition for the rest of their life. And coming back to Google, the reason why I don't use Google at all is because I realize is that most of the Google entries that you search on, say for example,
watch, he's going to say on the first page, like I said,
hypothyroidism. What are the best foods for hypothyroidism?
Right. He's going to say, I know the stick. I talk about Google being paid for, and whoever's on the first page paid for that, right? So let's see if he says that.
What are the best supplements for Hashimoto's, for example, or the best diet for fibromyalgia? Realize that these terms that you type into Google, when you look onto Google, you see, you see all the entries there, on the first page, and realize that a lot of these entries that you see, these results are really boughted by.
So there it is. Literally, he's quoting me. I wonder if he's watching my video in the background and then literally trying to wait for the quote. That's why he's going to end these things and the quotes and in the Google and the stuff and then that's what Beck said. Unbelievable, this guy.
People, and what I mean by that is that the way Google works is that people buy specific terms on Google so that they can show up on the first page of Google. And it's not as simple as that, but there is a place where people buy for these specific words. And that's why, just because you go on Google and you see all these entries, doesn't mean that this information is credible, doesn't mean it's factual and all that. And what I'm trying to say is that when you go on Google, this information is just misinformation. This is a lot of the people that bought those terms are just those big gurus in the industry that are trying to sell you collagen. So for example, you say is collagen good for you? You'll find the people who are selling collagen.
That's literally the example that I use when I talk about Dr. Josh X. Okay, so
on that first page of Google. And so there's a lot of misinformation, and ultimately at the very beginning, I fell into the same trap like everybody else out there. You know, it led me to different people, but I quickly realized that after several months that I couldn't use Google anymore when it came to trying to find information, because it led me in so many different directions, and the people that were telling me things were false narratives and all that. So I had to go on my quest to really do things different to everybody else out there, and that's why I've been able to figure this out, because I don't use Google like everybody else out there. If it comes to like looking at mechanism of action of a specific drug or the pharmacology or things like that that are already facts, well, they're not really facts, because I know already for a fact that there's a lot more about the human body that we don't know. But if say I was really doing something in terms of pharmacy practice, or for my own trying to understand certain things in pharmacy, I would just use Google for that. But I'm talking about information to help you resolve and heal chronic disease. I don't use Google at all. So that's just all I wanted to tell you guys, that I don't use Google at all. And,
Really? That's it? That's what you want to tell us, guys? I don't use Google at all. I don't use Google at all. I don't use Google at all. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. If you keep saying it over and over, and that's how you do, Matter of fact, if I keep saying, I'm going to start saying, Here's what's the deal. This guy is one of the biggest, specimens of stealing other people's shtick I've ever seen. I thought Jay Shetty was bad, right? At least he was all over the place of all kinds of different people's stuff. But this one, oh my gosh. Remember, everybody, it's context cubed.
anyone telling you that you must eat this specific diet or that you must take this specific supplement without knowing your context, without knowing you as an individual and your current health status, and they're just saying this based on your diagnosis, are all full of crap. In fact, I'm going to tell you that they're all full of shit.
So I guess he's trying to be hard like Dr. B too. Here, let's see what other. Okay, now here's what's actually one of the ironies here. It gets better, guys. That's why I'm going through these, because I need these to be on the video for people to see. It's a long video, but it's worth it. Is it legit? Okay, so it goes, is it legitimate or another health scam?
I'm going to come on here and talk to you guys about a Facebook ad that I found on the platform, which was targeting specifically for entrepreneurs, CEOs, and high elite athletes, and just anyone.
Now check this out. I've already watched this video, but as you guys all know, I called out this mastermind that has Dave Asprey and Mercola and Rhonda Patrick and all this $50,000 mastermind to go to these 3 events around the country for $50,000. He literally gets on here and copies my shtick, my stuff, using this as an example.
A millionaire who has a ton of money, because basically they were advertising this mastermind, and they were considering the best mastermind in the world, the one and only mastermind that has never taken place before. And it's basically they're trying to invite 50 of these types of people, spend $50,000 to be part of this mastermind, where these top health experts or gurus that you've most likely heard about are teaching these people how they can biohack their health and basically reverse aging and extend their life. And if you've really heard a lot about the biohacking world and those people behind the gurus who really talk about biohacking, these are the types of people that I'm talking about who are behind this. And like I've told a lot of people that there are a lot of health scams out there, and a lot of them are really obvious. You can see it as a long sales page or a long sales letter, and then they told you to spend $39.95, or maybe just buy the supplement or this herb or whatever that helps supposedly cure.
So here's the thing. I can barely operate my mouse. I mean, it's unreal to me that somebody can go to this. I know I've said it a bunch of times. You get the deal. This guy is the biggest fraud I've ever seen in my life. And, it's this guy, with your backwards hat and your lemon coriander water and, your nice smile. Okay. Then, of course, he gets into all of these. This is all before I busted him. Biggest problems and plaguing everyone in the diet nutrition world. Here's 2 fingers. Yeah, what's up? Still confused? Stop. Feel optimal. But then I'm really sexy. I'm the guy you want to get your Don't get drunk on dietary dogma. Get drunk on me. Look at this, girls. Oh, and if you didn't like it to the right hand side, let's look at it to the left hand side. Is that the same photo but just flipped? I think it is. I think you flipped it. Yo, coming at you, bros. Check it out. Oh, it's another. He must like the hand on the head, kind of technique and making himself look kind of sexy by his little water machine there. Oh, and eat some chocolate and, come at me, bro. Anyways, look, guys. So, in case you wanted to know, and what I'm going to do is I'm also going to show you his community, which is called the Feel Optimal community on Facebook. He's got a Facebook group on there, and it's got what, 300 and some people in it, 387. So hey, if you guys can join his group and then go in there and let people know, then that would be awesome. Okay, so the bottom line here is he says this group is about giving you answers to heal and achieve optimal health. We specialize currently in those things specifically designed, those be specifically diagnosed as hypothyroid and Hashimoto's. So anyways, so guys and gals, there is, a bunch of people, 300 and some people that are in a group with this guy. You might want to let them know. That's one thing. The next thing is I'm going to play for you guys. So you know what his voice sounds like, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is from the horse's ass's mouth, I'm going to go ahead and play what this cat says about, let me see here. Okay, so I'm not going to show where these came from just to protect identities and stuff like that, but let me cue this back up. And so the thing is this is what he says about giving credit where credit's due. So this is what he says. Can you guys hear that? Okay, so if you guys aren't hearing it, so let me see what I can do here. All right, sorry. Technical difficulties. Okay, all right, stand by, guys. I will get the audio. One second. Okay, so let's see here. Isn't playing computer audio unless the screen is shared. Crap. All right, so let me do this then. Well, what I don't want to do, hold on just a second. Okay, see if I can. Well, the thing is I need to be able to play this for you, but I don't want to go putting the where the audio is coming from up on the screen. So that's the take home on this. So I did not think of this. Anyways, so I have all the audio of this guy literally bragging about stealing my work, okay, and the Enviro content. Okay, so basically what happened was is he hacked into the not hacked into the website, but got access because I didn't have an option unclicked in the back of the platform that I have, and basically he was able to just to download all the PDFs that you guys get in the Enviro thing. Didn't get access to the program, didn't get the videos, didn't get the audio, nor does he have. Nor does he have all the stuff that I talk about in the videos and the audios, okay? Because the insider guides are outlines. They don't give everything I talk about in the videos and the audios corresponding files. There's a lot of context in there. So basically he just admits to stealing all that stuff, breaking into it, saying that he doesn't want to give me credit because he wants to be his own authority. And he also says that he's going to go out and build his own program and do better than mine. And he puts me down and all these other kind of stuff. Okay. So the upshot is there is some audio that maybe I could do it this way. Let me grab it on my phone. How about that? Let's see if I can just play it here for you this way. How about that? Let's see if you guys can hear this.
So, like I said, I don't hack into anything. It's just it's as I said, it's a glitch or whatever in his fucking thing. And basically when you log in, you obviously basically click on your profile, and then you go to media.
So basically, he's talking about and showing, how he did it. Okay.
Because he basically has kept it unsecure on a freaking WordPress platform. So, essentially, I can see your face, and then I can see all the modules and PDFs. So you can download all the Enviro PDFs for free. You don't have to pay a dime. So that's what I'm saying. You don't need, with the exception of the recordings. He has one recording about food, but they're pretty much all the recordings. Of course, you can't download that yourself because it's not there. But all the written stuff, the PDF stuff, all the studies and extra resources that he's published, it's all there.
That's true. These are PDFs that I give everybody. It's common out there. But he thinks he did some type of, sneaky little bastard.
I mean, when it comes to the recordings, as I said, I've recorded those air modules, and there's a lot of rambling on, but it's pretty much well summarized in the in that module PDF. So each module is there's module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think the first two are in obviously Prime, and then the 3 to 8 are in the Enviro. And so you pretty much can get all the information there.
Okay. Well, there's more.
It's good though because he has all the studies and actual resources to for the EMF measurements and how to find the right the EMF meter, metabolic typing in terms of the diet. So it has all these extra resources as well that it's more than just the PDFs for the modules, but it's all the resources that accompany each module, which is great as well because like I said, it has everything.
That's right. Enviro has everything. Imagine that. Nice advertisement.
Many times, and he hasn't quoted me on it. So, it's not like he can track it or anything. He can only track if, you're actually doing modules from the Enviro thing, and you can see there's activity going on. But, like I said, I've created a new account. It's an actual legitimate address in the US, real name and everything. That's doesn't sound the same. Even a legitimate email address. So he can't figure it out anyway.
Okay, so here's the thing. So obviously this guy knows what he's doing. He's doing it wrong. He's being wrong. Yes, you guys, I've seen you say you should sue him and stuff. Oh, me, this guy's going to get his just desserts. Okay, I have birds everywhere. That's how I know. This is how I get audio. Okay, just saying.
Of course, it's an illegal act. And that's why it's at my age, I really have to look myself in the mirror and identify these ethical issues here. Like we know, millions and millions of people, pirate videos, movies, TV shows, and PDFs, and all these different things.
So he just admitted twice that it's an illegal act, and he has to look himself in the mirror and make a decision.
Hundreds of millions, even more than that, probably. And but it doesn't mean it's okay. So I totally agree there.
Doesn't mean it's okay.
And of course, when it comes to creating, using that information to create your own program, I'm definitely not doing that at all because, to be honest, I really don't want to be like him anymore anyway. He really turned me off.
I don't want to be like him anymore, and he really turned me off. Great.
Anyway, being like him. And, that was just because, I was trying to come up with my own style on my own, and I hadn't found it yet. But now, over the last couple of weeks, as I said, I really figured it out, and I'm getting more and more understanding of my own style and personality and the way I want to build my brand.
Wants to build his brand. What a creeper. So the rapist brand, the intellectual rapist brand.
It's kind of interesting that now I think about it because it's kind of a gray area. First of all the studies and everything that he's posted, that's not considered an illegal act at all because he doesn't own that stuff. That's actually all the stuff from PubMed and, from from the internet, right? Google Scholar and everything. Now, when it comes to his PDF modules, I agree. If you download it onto your hard drive, I agree that's illegal. But if you just open it into a new web browser, I don't see how that's illegal because, like I said, I haven't bought his program. This is why am I getting access to this stuff? Let me say I'm stupid enough to assume that this is, part of his, program, and I just accidentally went to his web browser.
Okay, so let's go last
It's
one.
not even a glitch. I didn't hack into anything. It's just, I went on the browser and that's what I found. And it was by accident. So, he's at fault and responsible for his actions as well, and for not maintaining a good platform.
This is like this is like a pimp who beats his hoe and says, "I beat you because I love you. It's your fault. You made me angry."
Maintaining a good platform. But I agree that if you download onto it.
Anyways, it goes on and on and on. And the thing is this guy is just a douchebag. And Balance Nation, I wanted to let you know. Okay, I know this has been a long video. We covered a bunch of stuff. Listen to it on 2x if you want. The bottom line and upshot is I would ask that you guys, if you so choose, to head over and look at his Facebook group, join in there, let people know, because I can't get in there, and let people know this guy's a fraud. Why? Because he's going to harm people. He is harming people. Okay, he's committing international copyright and trademark violations, and the powers that be will be contacting him in that regard. Okay, so I'm going to do that but that's a long drawn out process. I will come after this guy as a life's mission. But in the meantime, you guys can go over to report his Facebook page, and you guys can also leave negative reviews of his page. Okay, there's different things that you can do to let people know. This video is going to be posted to YouTube, so you guys can go over there and you can share that link with people in the reviews. In other words, just help me spread the word about this intellectual rapist and thief and fraud known as Dev Anand. Because it's really one of those things where if we don't stand up for it, then other people will just continue that. I expect to get a lot of heat as the years move forward. Like I said, I've come out of the closet, and I'm going to let people know it's not to put anybody down, to raise myself up. I already have plenty of self-esteem. We all have ego. I have ego. But the fruits of the labor speak for themselves. Okay, guys? So hope that all makes sense. If you've enjoyed this disturbing expose and dossier on a one dirtbag known as Dev Anand, let the world know. Share this video that this guy is a fraud, steals people's stuff, and he's just has absolutely no integrity. And this is the thing. He wants to build his own brand. This is what the digital wellness space is getting riddled with. Okay, people that are just mimicking other stuff and putting out content that they've stolen from other people. I've said, listen, share the movement of Balance Protocol. Give credit where credit is due. That's the only thing I ask you to do. This guy has a problem with it because he wants to be the authority himself, and that's the reason why he's done it. And that's coming from his own words. So, all right, guys, enjoy your weekend. Love you bunch, Balance Nation. Hopefully you'll have my back because I have yours. Let Facebook and groups and other people know it's a tight-knit community. Share this video with people and let them know what's up, so that way we can help this guy not to progress in hurting anybody with his recommendations of things. I don't think anybody's going to die from lemon coriander water, but it absolutely can harm you over time. Make no mistake about it. He's just trying to come up with protocols because he doesn't know any of mine. And ironically enough, that stuff only comes to my practitioners. So that's why I don't put it out. So hope you guys are enjoying Balance Protocol on Viro. Price was supposed to go to its normal price today, but the thing is I haven't clicked that over. Maybe I did. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of good stuff in there, which is why this type of stuff happens, because it's valuable and people want to, mimic it or steal it from themselves because, it's the best form of flattery, as they say. Okay. All right, guys. Love you bunch, Balance Nation. Time to go do some family time. My little girl, Adeline Everly, for the first time last night, was out of the crib, and she's now sleeping in her big girl bed. So we have to go take her to go get a special celebratory treat. So now she's in the big time. So that's what I'm doing my weekend. I hope you guys enjoy yours. Remember to live life in balance. Stay clear of these dirtbags.